Hey, guys and gals, and welcome back to the 3BPodcast with Brayden, Ben, and Black Henry. On today's episode, we will talk about ourselves. We'll talk about what's been going on with the NFL and the NBA, and we'll just kind of fill you in on our thoughts on the Damar Hamlin situation and kind of what we think will happen in the playoffs for both sports, I guess, because both are really, really starting to kick off and get going. And we'll also, of course, talk about the Cowboys. And as you can tell, new background, same people, but new background. So me and Ben, we now live together. We got this apartment together, and we decided that we were going to continue doing the podcast, and we were going to make a nice little spot for the podcast, which happens to be this nice little Cowboys corner we got going here. We've got our decor because we're huge Cowboys fans. So, we thought might as well do it. But we have both graduated. We're out of school. We're working. So, paying them bills. And so that's kind of what I have to say right now. Ben, Henry, y'all's turn. What y'all got to say? Not everybody at once.
It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. A lot has happened since the last time I filmed the podcast. So I also graduated college. I am working. I am paying these bills. Well, I'm still living in Cleveland, Tennessee. Hence why I'm not currently in the video, as you can probably see. So that's all with me.
Henry will actually be moving to Nigeria in when? March?
At some point, April, I'm thinking.
April, okay. So I think we're gonna still be able to do it while he's in Nigeria. That's what I'm hoping. I think we'll be able to do the podcast because we plan on continuing this. Bought the equipment and everything, so revved up and ready to go. Ben, what you got to say, man?
Not too much. You covered it with the intro. What we're currently doing, staying busy, paying bills, same old. But it feels good to be back. Can't wait to talk more about sports. Just thoroughly love it and can't wait to hear everyone's takes and opinions.
Yeah, we're gonna knock off a little rest too because it's been a minute. So, and I will say this: we wanted to try to get the quality on Henry's side of things better, but we couldn't really do that. He's having to do it on the phone, but we're gonna figure that out. And so, anyways, man, I guess let's hop on in, guys. So a lot has happened since we last got on the podcast and talk in the world of sports. But one thing that really happened that I've never seen before, I'm sure these guys had never seen before, was the incident with Damar Hamlin when he passed out on the field. And that's just, I've never seen anything like that. Took my breath away, honestly blew my mind. I was actually here in the living room with while Ben was in there playing Fortnite, because he's a nerd and all, but he was playing Fortnite, and I said, Ben, did you see what just happened? He's like, yeah. And I was like, what do you think they're gonna do? And they just completely stopped the game. So thoughts and prayers out to Damar Hamlin. I think he's doing better now from what I've heard. Apparently when he first woke up, the first thing he asked was, did we win? Did we win the game? And the doctor said, yes, you won the game of life, which is just so true. Very lucky. That's crazy that he almost died out there on the field on live TV. But yeah, thoughts and prayers for that family. Hopefully he continues to improve. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I think the situation's pretty scary. No, we haven't seen anything necessarily like that or to the extent, but either way, it's unfortunate that it happened. Thankfully, he's doing all right. Sad that the game wasn't being able to play through, but at this point, it's not even important anymore. Just glad that he's okay. Hopefully, we'll get to see him playing again next year. I don't know. I don't know what the status or opinion by him or the doctors or anything, but just looking forward to the Bills' run in this important time because I think that's going to be a huge motivation force for them entering this playoffs, and I think they're going to be ready to prove something, especially what happened last year with the OT playoff loss.
Yeah. What about you, Henry?
Man, I'm just glad he's okay, man. Also, I want to point out is that how pissed I would have been if I woke up from from a coma and I asked, who won the game and someone told me I won the game of life, I'd be like, buddy, what was the actual score of the game? But that that aside, it's good to see him back, and I have seen, I think it was Euro 21. I was watching, who was I watching play? And this guy Erickson, same thing happened to him on the field out there, and that was scary as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like this was terrifying. I was like, what is happening right now? But like, I'm just glad it's okay. Basically, I'm not really like a big Bills fan,
Yeah.
but like I'm a person fan, and he's a really good guy. It seems like, So
Yeah.
I'm glad it's fine.
Well, so the question I kind of have now is like, what do you? They're not playing the game. They're not gonna like redo the game. They're just gonna let it be as is, and let the chips fall where they may. And so that means Kansas City's more than likely going to be the 1 seed. And then the Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to be the 2 and 3. So my thoughts on that is, and like, granted, like, I mean, yes, we don't need to worry about football when it comes to that, but this was a very important game, and it's still something to talk about. What do y'all think about the way that they went about this? A lot of people mentioned doing the game a week, like pushing the playoffs back a week and then putting that game in before the playoffs started, and then they would just push the playoffs back a weekend and play it when the playoffs were supposed to start, to kind of figure out seeding. But they didn't do that. They just went ahead and said, we're not going to play the game. Do y'all think that was a smart call? Do y'all think that was the right call to do when it comes to something like this? I mean, what are y'all's thoughts?
I understood, like, not playing the game, like, even though, like, I would like them to play the game, especially because of fantasy. But like, other than that, like, I understand why they didn't play the game.
Yeah.
But it sucks, but like for the team, because like the Bills were losing the game, right? But like, you also know that there's a chance that they could have won it. And like, the seeding is like,
I thought the Bengals were winning, or the Bills were winning.
I said no, they were losing 7-3, weren't they?
I thought the Bills were up 7-3. I think that's what it
No,
was.
the Bengals were up 7-2, right?
I think it was the other way, but I could
Really?
be wrong. We're looking at it. Hold on, or I think we're looking at it. Are you looking at it, man?
Yeah, I don't really remember. It just says canceled.
Let's see. What was the score when they were playing? Bengals, Bills score. Okay.
Oh, the Bengals were up 7-3.
Yeah, they just said. I think I know it was 7-3. I just don't know who was up.
The Bengals were leading. Yeah, the Bengals. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so the Bengals were leading.
Yeah, the Bengals were up. Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. It's not the first time I'm writing you wrong. So
oh my gosh! Don't even get me started, Henry. Don't even get me started. We didn't even. Oh, we got to talk about last year's too. We didn't even get to talk about the playoffs last year. Like what all happened.
I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to like hurt your feelings. Like,
yeah.
That's a tough time for you.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I think I still have those videos saved that I sent you on Snapchat.
I'm glad.
But no, because I'm right. The Celtics they're gonna win it this year, and your Warriors are gonna be going home probably first or second round. So
that's what you told me. You told me this last year.
Okay, you told me the Celtics weren't gonna make it out of the first round last year, Henry.
It didn't matter.
And they made it not only past the first round, but then they made it past the second round. Then after they made it past the second round, they made it to the third round. Then they made it past the third round, and then they got to the NBA championship.
What happened there?
That was not the point of what we were talking about. We were talking about you saying they weren't going to make it there, and I told you they were.
At this point, you participated in my championship run, so that's all that matters. Okay? You were there. Okay, you made it to the finals. Congrats, man. They don't get banished.
Whatever.
Hey, it's all good.
But anyways, back to the game. We're not talking about that yet. We'll talk about that later, potentially. But back to the game. Continue with what you were saying, Henry. I didn't mean to cut you off when you were talking about the score.
I was talking about, like, since the Bengals were up, so like that would can the Bengals take the second seed from the Bills if they had won that game?
I think so, because the Bengals were 11-4 and the Bills were 12-3.
They would have been tied record-wise.
It sucks for the Bengals, basically. The Bills don't really it doesn't. The Bills are probably happy that happened that way if they offer themselves.
Well, the way I view it, and then I'll let Ben say it. I think that was I think the NFL is making the wrong mistake because if the Bills had won that game, they would have taken over the 1 seed. They would have been the 1 seed over KC because they have the head to head against KC. So you're setting up a matchup where in the playoffs, if the Bills and Kansas City Chiefs meet again, home field advantage has been decided by a game because it wasn't played.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I get difficult situation. It's kind of hard to decide what to do in that, but like at the same time, you need to play that. Like you do. But what do you think, Ben?
I see where you're coming from with that, but I am the opposite. I know we were talking about this a little bit the other day, but I think this game has no relevance just about whatsoever. Both teams are guaranteed playoffs in the top 4, or maybe 5 if somehow Cincy loses and Ravens take it. They'll take the division. But either way, they're guaranteed playoffs. And if you think about it, the final 3 teams that are most likely going to be around, Bengals, Bills, and Chiefs, will all be playing in the second round most likely.
And do you not think it matters that one has home field advantage and the other one doesn't?
Here's why. Both these teams have already played each other at least once or twice in the past 2 years, correct? Mm-hmm. Whether it's playoffs or regular season. And they've played at multiple locations, those different games. Therefore, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow have been on the road already to each stadium. They've all had home field already at each stadium.
If you asked each player, so Ben has this same narrative in basketball and in like basically all the sports that like as long as you get in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. Like just get in the playoffs and you're good. I don't agree with that. There are so many series that are decided based on who is playing the home court, who has home court game 7. And you are essentially playing a game 7 in NFL playoffs every single week of the playoffs. You have no second chances. And if you mean to tell me that it's not much better getting up and getting ready for a game at your hometown and not having to fly on a plane to go where you're going and have jet lag and deal with different locations and fans heckling you and all kinds of different stuff, that plays factors. That's why if you look at the bets, typically the home team gets 3 points. So the spread starts with 3 points.
There's more factors to just home field advantage as well, though. Like you said, fans heckling you. I don't know about you, but I know we don't play on the same level, but anywhere we play, do you care about the fans? And I'm sure the athletes do not care whatsoever about the fans.
Now, Ben, you know that the athletes do care at some points. There's been clips. There's been clips all over where
some of them, and guess what? those are the ones who are what? Hot-headed.
Yeah, but some of your best players are hot-headed.
I don't think it'll matter that much in the football stadium because you're not going to really argue with a fan at the football NFL stadium, are you?
Well, it's not necessarily, and I'm not even talking about like during the game necessarily. I'm talking more like before and like after the game and like situations, and it's just you're always more comfortable at home, like people say there's nothing like your own bed. Like they're not having their own bed, they're having a hotel bed, so.
Yeah, but some of these teams also, if you look at like Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, they all have just about the same amount of wins on the road as in home.
And you mean to tell me that, hypothetically speaking...
Except the Bengals. Bengals actually have one more win on the road.
Hypothetically speaking, Cincy or the Bills, they play Kansas City later in the playoffs. You mean to tell me if they lose at Kansas City, they're not going to sit there and say, well, what the heck? We could have been playing at our stadium and could have won that game?
No, because
I mean they've used the excuse of the coin flip. They said like, okay, well we lost because of the coin flip in OT. Well,
that's
like
different. No, do you even remember what stadium that was at?
I think that was at Kansas City, I believe.
And how that in regulation?
Kansas City won.
Yeah, all because of the coin flip. It didn't matter if they were at home that game. They won because of the coin flip.
It still does matter. Henry, what do you think? Do you think that matters?
Home field advantage?
Yes.
Not really, man.
Oh my gosh.
They're playoff teams, and these are the best teams that play. You think Tom Brady cares whether he's at home or on the road? No.
There's a difference between Tom Brady and the other 53 people on the roster. It's not.
Yeah, but we know
52.
Who controls each team. What's the main point of each team?
You can say quarterback, but it's not always quarterback.
Okay, Bills, Chiefs, Bengals.
Okay, well, yes, yes.
Boom.
Yes, but that's still there's 11 men on that field on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's special teams, there's punting, there's kicking. You mean to tell me
But
that it's
those
not
three
easier to
teams-
kick?
Those 3 teams, though, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about other teams.
Okay.
Those 3 teams.
Okay, if it
Would the
comes down to a
Bills wanna
field
be at
goal,
home?
huh?
Would the Bills want to be at home? Yes. But I don't think the Bills care that they're not at home or not.
Exactly.
Yes, they will.
Exactly. That's what I think too.
I promise you that if the Bills were to lose a close one, I guarantee you will see tons and tons of tweets, tons and tons of people saying we should have played that game. That way we could have had home field advantage, especially if
But
it's
they
a
can't
close
say that 'cause
game.
They were losing to the Bengals.
But it was the first quarter. You can't go based off of that. It was the first
Exactly.
quarter.
But like you can because the score was 7-3. You were like, okay, you can say what you want to say, but you were losing the game.
Mm-hmm. Plus, not only that, the Bengals
The
and
Bengals
Bills
were driving.
Yeah, they were. Bengals and Bills already both beat the Chiefs this year too, and the Bills beat the Chiefs in their own stadium already.
There's a difference between a regular season and a postseason game
Yes,
at home.
I
If you
agree
mean
with
to
that,
tell
but
me
here's
that a
the thing.
kicker,
They already beat this team. If you've already beat the team, these guys, if they lose, the Bills are going to be like, man, that's on us. We already beat them. We should have just beat them again.
do you know how many times a team has beat another team in the regular season and then got beat in the playoffs?
Many
Yes.
times.
Many
times.
But you know how many times?
So you can't use that.
But you also know how many times someone beat someone in the regular season, then beat them again in the playoffs? Many times.
I'm just telling you,
So
Ben.
that goes both ways.
When it comes to a late game situation where you have a field goal and you're not at home, you're away, and that crowd is screaming, yelling, chanting, wanting you to miss that field goal kick, and you're kicking, say, a 52-yarder to seal the game, win the game, tie the game, whatever, it will play a factor on you making or missing if you are at home or if you are away for most kickers.
For most, maybe.
I'd say for 95% of the kickers. So, I mean,
I think you're thinking a little bit too much of home field.
It means a lot. Home field means a lot. And anybody that says it doesn't, I don't agree. I don't see how there's been too many games where it clearly was home field that got the win for the other team. Henry, you got any last second thoughts on that?
I'm with Ben on this one.
You're with Ben. That's it.
It doesn't matter that what they call it. Like home field advantage is nice to have, but like
Mm-hmm.
if the Bills lose to the Chiefs and they blame home field because that's just the Bills players making excuses.
Yep.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent on the fact that it would just be excuses, but at the same time, I do think it matters where you play the game at. I think home field matters.
Like, I would bet it would have mattered if the Bills didn't already beat the Chiefs at Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to it's hard. Okay, well, don't you think it would be fair for them to play at the Bills this time? If the Bills were to, I mean, because the way I view it is like, what was the point of them beating Kansas City? Because now it doesn't even matter because they didn't get anywhere up in the standings. They could have lost that game and nothing would have like it wouldn't have affected their position.
No, they're going to go into the game knowing they've already beat them, so let's get the job done again. Let's show them who we are. Let's show them
Okay,
what we
well,
can do with
I
these
guarantee you the 2 playoff losses that they had against the Kansas City Chiefs the previous 2 years, I guarantee you that weighs more in their mind than them beating them in the regular season.
guys. Yeah, but they also beat them more recently than losing recently.
They did that last year, I believe, too. The Bills beat them in the regular season, and then KC beat them in the post. But anyways, now on to something that is near and dear to me and Ben's hearts. Our Dallas Cowboys. Ben, what are we thinking right now? Are you feeling good about our situation? Are you feeling bad? What are your thoughts?
I'll keep this one a little short because I love my boys, but they really frustrate me at times. So I'm liking where we stand. I'm hoping that San Fran wins this week. I'm hoping that we win, and I'm hoping the Eagles lose. Therefore, we get the 2nd seed, and we would be playing either Seattle, Detroit, or Green Bay, or potentially the Giants. So that would be nice. That way, San Fran, Philly, and Tampa are all on the other side of the bracket. That would be awesome to have those 3 on the other side, and then just knowing that we have to take care of the winner of Giants, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Packers. I would feel good unless we lost. Of course, then I would feel terrible. But I think we have a good shot. It all just depends on Dak, in my opinion. If he's going to keep throwing balls into 2-man, 3-man covered teams where they're all over CD or Schultz, we're going to be in trouble. But if he can just do his 0 to 15-yard passes on play action, slants, with T.Y., he's looking good. CD looks great. If we can keep Zeke and Pollard running it and our O-line keeps a push, I think we'll be fine. But if we make a mistake, for whatever reason, we always pay for it, just about. It always seems like something happens. We turn it over, boom, touchdown, other team. Just something like that, or we just bite ourselves in the butt. But I'm very hopeful. I think we should win our first game, no matter which side we're on, whether that's Tampa Tom or Lions, Packers, Seahawks. I think we should be able to take care of business. And then that second round, whether it's Minnesota, Giants, or Philly, that will be very interesting. We'll see when we get there. I'd like to say we can do it. On paper, we look great, but I mean that's the case every year. And then we get to the playoffs, and we know how that story goes. So just fingers crossed.
What do you think, Henry? And then I'll go last.
About the Cowboys?
Yeah, well, yeah, about the Cowboys. You're not listening to Ben's talk. Go ahead. What do you think?
The Cowboys are the Cowboys.
That's it.
The playoffs, and they'll find a way to not make the Super Bowl.
Probably, but fingers crossed.
Okay. Well, how do I feel about my Cowboys right now? To be real, I have if we're doing a 1 to 10 scale, and it's the confidence that I have in my Dallas Cowboys, I am at a 2, maybe a 1. I just saw what Brady did with Mike Evans last game. Mike Evans, he had 10 catches for over 200 yards, and they scored 30 points. And they had not been doing that this season. They had looked trash on the offensive side of the ball. And that's not what it appears it's going to be like now. It appears like Tampa Bay is going to be ready to play in the playoffs. And I'm not even thinking there's no way we're getting the 1 seed. I don't think there's any way that any team is stealing the 1 seed. The Giants are where they're going to be at. They're not playing their starters. They're stupid if they play their starters. So the Eagles will win next week. I believe Jalen Hurts is playing. Even if he's not playing, Garner's a good enough backup to get the job done against the second-string Giants. So the teams that I'm most fearful about, though, would probably be the Eagles and the 49ers. Those are the teams that I would be fearful about. But there's also a chance that if we were to somehow take over the 1 seed or the 2 seed, not the 1 seed, but if we were to take the 2 seed over, which that would mean that the Eagles lost and then the 49ers, that they had slide up, or that they would slide up. Wait, did I say 1 seed? They would slide up before us, and then we would go 2 seed. That scares the living out of me because I do not want to play Green Bay. And me and Ben, we actually have a bet on pizza right now. Pizza tomorrow. He thinks Detroit's going to win. I think Green Bay's going to win. So honestly, if I were the Cowboys, it scares me to say this. Tom Brady has not been consistently Tom Brady this year. I would much rather play Tom Brady right now with the Bucs, who have a worse team. In my opinion, I think the Green Bay Packers have a better team than the Bucs overall. I would rather play the Bucs than I would the Packers because we see how that goes every single time we play them. Now, granted, we lost to both teams during the regular season. How we lost to the Bucs first game of the year, I have no earthly idea. We looked absolutely terrible. But I will say this, we'll go as far as the defense allows us to go. If the defense plays well, then we can go far. If the defense plays like they have been the past few years, or not few years, past few games, we will be making another first-round exit, another disappointing season, and I will lose and I will flip all So I will go crazy if the Cowboys do not win. And you'll hear it on the podcast because we have equipment now. So, and we'll be talking about it. So there you go. But anything else y'all want to add before we change subject on the Cowboys?
Yes, love Michael Parsons.
Oh yeah, I do too. Did you see he had a cast on his hand? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he played last game with a cast on his hand. So that's kind of worrying to me. Honestly, if I were the Cowboys, I would just prepare and game plan for the Bucs next week, and I would just be happy with where I'm at because that's more than likely where you're going to be sitting at. So I would rest my starters. Is what I would do. I'm sure they're not going to do that. The NFL was pretty smart. They decided they were going to put the Eagles and Cowboys at the same time. That way, neither team could look and see how the other team was doing and kind of decide who they're going to play and how they're going to play. Which I thought that was a smart move by the NFL. So,
Jalen Hurts is starting, right?
yeah, from what I've heard, Jalen Hurts is starting. Which I don't even know if that would be the right move or the smart move for the Eagles.
I think for him it is. For them it is because he hasn't played. He missed a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you rush him back,
like get him back out there for we're gonna push him back rather in the regular season game or in the playoff game.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I would rather, if I'm the Eagles, I might give him a quarter, like play him a quarter, and then take him out, and be selective on the play calls you make. His legs aren't going anywhere. It was his shoulder that was banged up, so his legs are fine. You know what he can do running the ball, so do not call plays where he's running the ball to where he could potentially get hurt and re-injure that shoulder. As a Cowboys fan, like, granted, if that's what y'all want to do, then I would never wish injury on anybody, but at the same time, like, as a Cowboys fan, like, if that's what y'all want to do, if y'all want to take that chance, by all means. But if I'm an Eagles fan, I would not be doing that. So, but anyways, anything else y'all want to? Do we need to talk about your lowly Browns? Do we need to talk about do we need to revisit your favorite quarterback, Henry, is now playing with the Browns, your team. Baker's gone. Baker's gone to two different teams since we last talked. And now you've got the massage man, Deshaun. What'd you think of this season with Cleveland, Henry?
It was underwhelming, but he's picking up at least. So at least I'm starting catch a stride. They're starting to look good. That's all I can say about the Browns. I don't really watch them. I put them on the score stays 0-0 for the first quarter. I turn it off. Because they're pissing me off. But I'm a fan through and through.
Yeah.
Deshaun has won me over. He's been talking the shit and he's been living it so far. I haven't heard about any more massages. So we're good over here in Cleveland. Scored out, and we're staying in without massage.
Are you still a Baker guy right now?
Me?
Yeah.
I always love Baker Mayfield, even though mostly because of his his Oklahoma days.
Yeah.
I still love him for Cleveland. I still love him for Cleveland. Tell you what, I bet the Browns were thinking about Baker Mayfield for a few weeks when Deshaun Watson started playing absolute bleep.
Yeah. Well, just let me know and I'll hit the button, Henry. Just let me know.
For the first few games, so it's it's.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm good.
Yeah.
Baker's fine. Deshaun's fine. We're happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. So we've talked about the Cowboys. We've talked about the Damar Hamlin situation. So basically, I want to know, who do y'all think will come out? We've talked about home field advantage. We've talked about everything. Who do y'all think will come out of the AFC and NFC when everything's said and done? Who will be? We'll start off with the AFC and NFC champion. We'll talk about the championship game and who it'll be there, or who will be there, and who you think will win on both sides. Henry, do you think you have that answer ready to go?
Bills Chiefs.
Okay. And then what do you got in the NFC?
Niners. Can Niners and Bucks both make it? Is that possible?
Yes.
Niners and Bucks.
Yeah.
Niners, Bucks.
Oh my good. You're still riding the Brady train, huh?
It's Brady, man.
The Brady train. Man,
Tom Brady.
It's the playoff time. It's playoff time, man. And I'll tell you what, it looks like Tom Brady has been like sitting down, just enjoying the drama of his divorce the entire season, and then decided like just like, you know what, we're in the playoffs, let's just hang out. And then when the time comes to show it, he starts starting like play a little bit too well for my liking. So I feel like I've been lulled into a false sense of security
Yeah.
that is over for Brady, and now I'm feeling like I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get caught slipping. So I won't bet against Brady. Shit. He's put me around many times before, so I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, Brady, go for it. And if he loses, I'll be fine with that too. So it's what it is.
Yeah. I hope you're wrong about that because I want the Cowboys to be there. But anyways, Ben, what's your thoughts?
So I think the two coming out, I agree with Chiefs Bills. I think they'll end up somehow playing each other, and if they don't, then obviously the Bengals will take the place of one of them. But other than those three, I don't see any other team in the AFC even peaking to be there. It's got to be one of those three. I mean, two of the three for me. But the NFC, I got the Niners out of their side, no matter who's on there with them. And then I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna say
do it?
I'm gonna say my boys.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say my boys. But to win that side, I don't have my boys. Look at the stinking 49ers, man. Their defense looks scary good until Stidham put up 34. But
Yeah, which was weird.
yeah, but
And they lost. They still beat him.
yeah, they still beat them. Purdy put up 37. I was like, okay, Brock.
Can you tell Ben that Derek Carr is not the problem at Oakland, Henry?
Dude, Derek Carr's terrible.
The defense is the problem. Look at the statistics. The
there's-
defense is dead last in
There's
almost everything.
There's many problems, but
Well, it
Carr
doesn't
is
help
a
that
problem.
Derek Carr puts up 2.93 points in fantasy either. So like,
Boom. Carr is not good. Do you see Stidham put up 34 on the 49ers?
Okay, well Derek Carr's put up points this year during certain
Well,
games, and they've
but
and let me say this: they've been
I-
up double digits and then lost multiple
that's what
games.
it's fantasy of Derek Carr.
Well, I'm not talking about fantasy. We're talking about real football. We ain't talking about fantasy
That is real
football. We're
football.
talking about we
He
know.
was throwing 3 picks a game, and
Dude, he
put up
really does.
2.93 points.
He's tied for most interceptions in the league.
That's yes. Well, what with Dak? I
And
mean,
he-
look at
and
Dak.
he's not- and he
Yes.
hasn't played. He stopped playing.
Yep.
What he's
Yeah,
played?
thank you.
He's played one less game than everybody else. Dak's played like 3 less than everybody else, and nobody's crapping on Dak. Nobody's saying nothing about Dak really. Like they're
You know
saying,
why?
oh
Because the
well he'll
Cowboys are
fix
winning.
it. He'll fix it. No,
Cowboys
Dak
are
Dak's been crap. We didn't get to talk about. I mean, Dak's been
Because the
crap. I'm not a
Cowboys are
Dak
winning.
guy.
No, people have been saying Dak's been bad all year.
No, they haven't. Like every,
Yes, they have.
every
Yes, they
listen,
have.
listen,
Yes, they
listen.
have.
No, if you listen to the sports shows, what they say is, "Oh, Dak will get this figured out. Dak will get this figured out. Dak's trying to force things. Dak's trying to get back into a rhythm. Dak's doing this. Dak's doing that. Dak's making errant throws, but it'll get better as the season goes on. Oh well, it's not always his fault.
Let me tell you what the problem is. Okay, is that Dak Prescott is doing things that Dak Prescott has been doing that we knew Dak Prescott does for a while now. Everyone was telling me on TV, my friends were telling me that when Devontae Adams got to the Raiders, they would be like the best thing since sliced bread.
Yep.
Now Devontae Adams got here, and Derek Carr played more shit than he did in like the last season. How is that possible?
Plus, Josh Jacobs has looked great, and they still can't score over 20 points hardly.
That's not been their problem, Ben. Their
What the
problem has
hell
been
running back,
the Raiders' problem has been that they get ahead of people and then they lose. They let teams come back and they lose.
Hold on to the football, man. Run it. Waste the clock.
I'm just telling you, Derek Carr's not the main problem in there. And plus, you got Devontae. You think Devontae's going to be happy about the fact that Derek Carr's already gone?
Devontae's played great this year.
He has. Who's thrown him the ball?
Devontae
They're
probably,
still apparently.
yeah, Stidham looks good.
Stidham's thrown him the ball one game. Devontae Adams has had a great
Amazing.
season, and Derek
And I
Carr
bet-
threw him the
I
ball.
bet Devontae Adams enjoyed that game that Stidham threw him the ball.
What about Josh Jacobs? He's the leading rusher.
I think he may want out. I think Devontae may want out.
I don't blame him. Derek Carr looked like shit.
But
It's not because of Derek Carr. It's because they said they wanted to get rid of Derek Carr that he's going to want out, Henry.
Oh,
I think Adams just wanted the bag, and he got the bag.
He did get that. He did get that. We can agree on that. But, okay. So you said 49ers and the
Cowboys.
and the Cowboys and then
All the homies hate
and
Philly.
then Bills and Chiefs. So I am going to in the AFC. I'm going to probably ride along with what they're saying. I did just see here recently today that Lamar Jackson is planning to play in the playoffs. There had been discussion about him not playing in the playoffs because he has not been paid yet. But it does appear that he is going to be playing in the playoffs this year.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say what? I might need to kick him off and get another co-host if you don't know who Lamar Jackson is. No, but no. Apparently he will be playing. I just saw that on my phone a little bit ago. So we'll see how that goes. That's drama right there that we need to talk about as well. But I believe the Bills and the Chiefs will be there as well. I just think that they're the two best teams. I think it's super impressive what Patty Mahomes has done. I'm saying Patty Mahomes for MVP. We can go ahead and get that answer. What do you think? Is Patty your MVP as well?
Yeah.
Henry, your MVP?
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk about that. Okay, so Patty for MVP. Patty's the best thing I've seen in a long time. I love watching him play, right or left-handed. Love watching him play. But so I'm going to go the Chiefs and Bills, and then I'm going to go in the NFC. This is tough. Because I think Green Bay, the way that they're playing, I think that Green Bay can make a run. And that's what scares me.
Until they play San Fran.
I think Green Bay can make a run. And I think the Eagles can get beat by anybody. I really do. And I want to say Cowboys with all my heart. I will say I'm a huge Cowboys fan, but I'm also a realistic Cowboys fan. So, like, I'm not going to say Cowboys if I don't think Cowboys, and I don't think Cowboys will be there. So I think it will be, let's see, so the 2-7. Let's talk about who would be playing. So, hypothetically, we'll roll with Green Bay wins this game, okay, because I want pizza tomorrow. So we're going to roll with Green Bay wins this. I want Benjamin White paid for pizza tomorrow. Because I know we're getting pizza regardless. But anyways, so it would be, hypothetically, everything stays the same, kind of what it is now. So it would be 2-7. So it would be Green Bay and the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And then it would be 3
Vikings, Giants.
Vikings and Giants. So we got Vikings. I think Vikings win that. And then I think Green Bay beats the 49ers. So then you have who would be playing after that? So you got Green Bay and then
Vikings, Giants.
Vikings. So no. I'm saying I think the Vikings win that.
Then
and I think
Vikings would.
Yeah. So who would play who in the second round?
Them.
They would play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that Green Bay would beat the Vikings, and so I think Green Bay will be in the. I think Green Bay will be there. And then I think that, which is really scary to me, I just think Aaron Rodgers is on like I think Aaron Rodgers is just ready to shut people up, and he scares me very much. So, and so I think the Eagles will be playing, so they'll play the
Eagles play the winner of us in Tampa.
Us in Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we will beat Tampa.
Then it's us and Eagles.
And then I think we will beat. Wow.
So,
I think we will beat the Eagles second time around.
So Cowboys, Packers.
So I think it'll be Cowboys, Packers. And
who's winning that one? We were up 14 the first game, and we choked a lead.
I think the Cowboys make it this year.
Oh,
I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. I set myself up for failure right there. I think we make it this year. Just thinking about it, I think we do. I think Green Bay will sneak deep. What'd you say?
Make it to what?
Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll make it to the Super Bowl. And then that could be derailed first week. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to the Bucs again. So, yeah, that's what I think. So y'all did that. So who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
The winner of the Bills Chiefs.
Okay. What about you? Henry.
That Christian McCaffrey trade is man.
So you think C-Mac and the 49ers will win it?
Christian McCaffrey trade has been very good to the Niners.
Yes.
I agree.
But I don't think Brock Purdy will have nothing from Mahomes, man.
Yep.
But I think they're both good. It will come down to what quarterback can defeat what defense, and
Well, Purdy's
the Niners defense is good.
We got a rewind, Super Bowl rewind. We got our Super Bowl rematch.
I don't trust Brock Purdy to beat Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I think the 49ers will end up getting beat by Aaron Rodgers, because I think Aaron Rodgers will be the better quarterback in that game.
I think the Niners defense is going to sack Aaron Rodgers like 50 times before he throws the ball to Christian Watson.
I don't even think he has to throw the ball that much. I think he just has to make his 7 to 8 routine, not his difficult throws that he makes routine. He just needs to make a few of those during the game, and they'll run the ball with their
run the ball to who?
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a good running back, and then AJ Dillon.
Run right at Nick Bosa.
Haven't they played already? This is going to be great.
Okay, and I love how you're saying this after a backup quarterback came in and dropped 34 on him.
Don't the Niners always beat the absolute water out of Green Bay every time they play in the playoffs?
Okay, well, I'm thinking it'll be different this year. Henry?
I mean, that makes sense because you have the Cowboys making Super Bowl. So
yeah. Well, okay. Well, you know what?
You make it happen somehow. It makes sense why you said that. Because the Cowboys would beat Green Bay, but they would not beat the Niners.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree with that. I don't think we'd beat the Niners. And the more I think about it, so we might need to just change topics, because the more I think about it, I really want to reverse that, because I feel like the Cowboys are not going to get there. But you know what? No, I'm going to stick with my pick. Go Cowboys, okay? Go freaking Cowboys.
I think the Browns win the Super Bowl next year.
As long as the Eagles don't win, I don't care.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Any 31 other teams can win.
If this could go the way I want it to go, the Eagles make the Super Bowl and lose on a field goal. I want to be with Matt Pirates when he cries.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if you're going to watch this, Matt, but this is all because of you. This is why they hate the Eagles, all because of you.
Make the Super Bowl and lose on last second field goal. I want you to cry your eyes out.
I've cried enough in my life.
Same.
And I'll come hug you and tell you it's going to be okay. While I laugh.
You'll need to save me.
All right. So I think we've got everything we need to talk about for the NFL. What are y'all thinking so far of the NBA season? NBA basketball.
It's been good.
I liked it.
How you feeling about your Warriors, Henry?
I feel pretty good.
Curry's out, so.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't feel really bad. I really don't feel bad at all.
Well,
like this is why I was debating on the last subject. Like, as long as we're in the playoffs, I feel like that's all that really matters. Like, home field is nice, but like I feel like we can beat anybody any day.
Yeah, I'm not even a Warriors fan, and I agree with that.
We were in the middle of a "you suck" chant, and then Boston came along, and then we beat them, and it was like, "Oh my goodness, what just happened?" And it's like, yeah, it is what it is. But like, we're a good team. It's just. For some reason, they're struggling on the road. Like,
hey, Henry. When we talked last on the NBA last year, I know I said the Celtics would come out of the East. Who did you say? Or no, who did I say would come out of the West? I think I said Golden State, didn't I?
No, you did not.
No.
I think you said Phoenix.
You said
or Memphis.
Oh, yeah, you said Phoenix.
I didn't say. I know I didn't say Memphis.
No, it was Phoenix.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think I did say Phoenix, because I said that Golden State would get beat second round, while you said that Brooklyn would sweep the Celtics and they'd be going home, and then I said no, that's not going to happen, and then we swept the Nets, and you were just completely wrong and completely botched that, as well as saying that the Celtics would make a first round exit. Henry.
Did Phoenix not make the thing? They got beat by Dallas. We beat Dallas in 5 games.
Okay, but that's not the point. I didn't say I was wrong about Phoenix. You were crapping on my Celtics. We're talking about our two teams. I said Phoenix,
Yeah,
but
you were both half right until the finals.
You're talking to me like we didn't beat you in the championship.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is you've won 3 in the past, and we're very young.
The ring. It literally says Golden State on it.
Okay,
I
Henry,
still have a banner.
we're gonna talk about this when the regular season is over this year, and when my Celtics win, I'm gonna be laughing in your face.
Win what? The first round? Cool. Okay.
No, when they win the championship.
Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. When they win the first game of the series, you can clap your hands about it.
No, when they win the championship, when they win the ring, I will be in your face laughing. I will drive to Nigeria or fly to Nigeria, whatever I need to do, and I will come rub it in your face.
I hope they win the championship.
You hope the Celtics win?
Yeah, good for them. You need it.
Well, man, you must not be a very loyal Golden State Warriors fan.
Oh, buddy, I've got everyone from Golden State.
So
I did a Curry win, Curry every performance. He did it. He gave it to me. Hey, go Tatum.
You've seen what, 4? Is it 4?
Yeah, I've seen 4.
So did you hop on the bandwagon after the first ring or the second?
Before after the 3-1 loss.
You hopped on the bandwagon after the loss?
Yeah.
You still hopped on the bandwagon though. They were in the championship.
Hmm?
So you're a bandwagon fan, is what I'm hearing.
I just moved to America, Brayden. I didn't watch basketball back in Nigeria.
I know. I did that. What does that matter? You still hopped on the bandwagon. You still became a Golden State Warriors fan.
Exactly. They lost.
So you hopped on the bandwagon.
How long too?
I bet you picked Golden State while they were up 3-1.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I bet you were like, "Oh, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. They're up 3-1."
Was the game 7?
I'm sure. I'd say that too.
Hey, Brayden, it's fine, man.
Oh, I'm from Nigeria. We didn't watch basketball.
It's sadness, okay? Acceptance is the first is like the step that you need to like really come to terms with right now. You lost the championship, okay? To me, after you talked all that shit about whipping his ass in an argument, you came, your team showed up. Let me give you guys a rundown of my Snapchat. Game 1 of the playoffs. Steph Curry's going on. Brayden's real quiet. Real quiet. The Celtics come back. I get a sign from Brayden. That's 1. 3 more to go. The Warriors tied the series. I get no sign from Brayden. Nothing. I didn't message him either.
That is not true. You are lying. You are lying. We were Snapchatting while the whole series was going on, Henry.
When the tie 1-1, I didn't say anything about the game. I told Ben, I said, Ben, I'm going to say something about this game because I was watching with Ben. They went up 2-1. Brayden sent me another message and said, 2 more to go. They went up 2-2. I said, Brayden, I said, 2 games left, Brayden. And then, and then we went up 3-2. And then I went, uh-oh. And I know that day I didn't say anything because I was like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to let this just sit there. And then in Boston, they have never lost a back-to-back game before in the series. They all this, all just talking they were doing about Boston. And then we won the series. And I thought to myself, man, am I really about to do what I'm about to do right now? I was like, hell yeah, I'm about to do what I'm about to do right now. Like, damn right, I'm about to do what I'm about to do. I sent Brayden like an 8-video Snapchat talking my shit.
Okay, not only, let me add this.
Steph Curry Garden and Jason Tatum is Marcus Smart has to be the worst DPOY ever named. Because the person he was guarding was putting up 30 almost every game. And what else can I say about this? Ben, what do you say about this here? About Marcus Smart?
I hate Marcus Smart so much.
Okay, let's talk about.
He should have won the Oscar.
Let's go. There you go, Clay. We're NBA champions. I'm gonna post the game when Steph Curry wins Finals MVP. To all you haters out there, Brayden Johnson, this is for you. You were talking and talking and talking. My Celts are 2 wins away from winning the NBA championship. And talking. Although I served you on the podcast. I served you on the podcast because I had to. What are you gonna say now? Look at it. Hey, he's crying on Tatum's floor. Jason Tatum. Hey, where's Tatum, man? I thought you guys were good at defense.
It was real unfortunate. I hate that, man.
Because that happened, this channel still exists. If you let me in there, we would have been depressed and deleted the channel. There's no way.
No. I'm a sore loser. I'm a sore loser for a little while, but then I get over it. And I mean, and to be real with you, I think the reason I was okay with it is because I know that we're the next dynasty.
You know what, Henry? You want to post on your story talking crap about my C's? The 24-year-old Jason Tatum and the 25-year-old Jaylen Brown took you 6 games. Where did you say the Celtics were going to end up this year? You said they were going to be bounced in the first round by KD and Kyrie. Guess what? That didn't happen. Okay, you want to talk crap? I've been saying all playoffs long the Celtics would make it to the NBA Finals. Were you right about the Warriors winning? Yes, you were. But you be doubting my Celtics the whole year. You know what? We're young. We're coming back. We'll be back next year. Talk your crap now while you got the moment. But we coming. We coming. The young boys coming. Let's go, Henry. Just remember I said this.
About up. Draymond's going to be leaving this offseason, which I'm not. I don't even think that's a big deal. But everybody's getting older. And are you laughing?
Yes, I am.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're using this argument that Memphis used last year, the aging dynasty. I think it was the State Warriors.
I'm being honest with you. And I didn't say Memphis. I said the Celtics. I think the Celtics are the next dynasty, and I think the Warriors are going to be sitting at home in the next couple of years, early in the playoffs.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine, Brayden.
So.
And,
bask in your glory right now. Get it all out, Henry. We're back. It's your first episode back since everything's happened. Please, Henry, get it all out. Let me know how crazy and stupid I am for saying what I have to say about Golden State and Boston. Please just let me know. Let's hear it all.
Oh no, I think Boston are good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you said, we had a really good start to the season. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm gonna say is, when Boston came to town to come, you know, do the little final revenge, they got what was coming to them. They found out real quick that it is sweet over here.
You're talking about this past in the regular season?
Yes.
It's funny how you flipped your argument.
What?
Because last year, you told me that the regular season game didn't matter, and then now this year.
No.
You're saying it does matter.
The reason why I'm saying this argument is because you were talking about how badly the Warriors sucked. So this is just my argument of telling you that if we suck so bad, how did we
hold up. I did not say you sucked. I did not say that. I said that your time of being NBA champions, having a dynasty, is coming to an end.
This was not a podcast conversation we had. This was a party at Matt's house conversation we had.
Okay, what was said?
You said, well, how about them Warriors? And I said, how about them Celtics? We did beat them.
So did we.
I'm just letting you know.
Oh my gosh! Don't even talk about the Thunder, Ben. We know that Ben is not a bandwagon fan. That's what we definitely do know.
Hey, Shay's balling out.
Yeah, Shay looks good.
Yeah. Y'all got some kids that are gonna be pretty good in the future.
Hey, that's the next dynasty for sure, Ben. I'm on your side.
Hopefully, man. We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. To win the championship before Boston does.
I agree with that, though.
What?
Yes, sir.
How much money you want to put on that?
I didn't say it's gonna happen. I said it did. I just said
he said he hopes.
I didn't say.
Oh.
I didn't say it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not an idiot.
Okay.
I like money. I'm not stupid. I just said I hope. If it happens to happen, I'll be fine with it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so based on the NBA season, then after we kind of got all that over with, and Henry got to bask in his glory, who's y'all's favorite coming out of the East and West this year?
So I guess I'll go ahead. I've been watching quite a bit. I love watching the Nugs, but from the East, I think it'll be just about the same as last year, fighting for it, the same about 4 teams. You hate to say that, but in reality, they're just the better players, better chemistry. You know what they're going to do when it's time to prove it. So for me, those will probably be the Celtics, the Bucks. Sadly, I think the Sixers will be in the second round. And then for the 4th team, I'm leaning a little towards Brooklyn. I'm hoping they can do it this time. But those 4 teams will all finish in the top 5 this year, most likely. There's just other teams like Cleveland looks great. They're young. They're hooping. But does Cleveland, can they go 7 against, Tatum and Brown? Can they go 7 against Middleton and Giannis?
Yeah.
It's just probably not going to happen. So for me, the same 4 teams there. I'd love to be wrong and see the Hawks make a strong push. I like the Hawks a little bit. Trae Young, Murray, love watching them play, but they're just not it. Short story, simple. They're just not it. So I have those 4 teams, and if I'm looking at the final 2, right now, for the final 2, I'm either going to go in between the Celtics, Nets, or Bucks. 2 of those 3 teams, in my opinion, will be representing the Eastern Conference in the finals, and then we still have a long season to go, so I'm not going to say who I think is going to win yet, because we're only 26, 27 games in for the most part. It's an 82-game season. We'll see who gets hurt. Sadly, injuries are a huge part. You hate to see people go down, but that'll play a huge factor when it's closer to playoff time. So I'm going to leave it with those 3 for the top, and then for the West, the West is where it gets really interesting, in my opinion. You have a lot of teams that are about the same skill level, and there are a lot of teams in the West dealing with injuries right now. But for me, I think it's going to be the Mavericks, the Warriors, potentially the Grizzlies, and the Clippers. I think those are 4 teams to watch out when it comes to playoff time if they're healthy. Like I said, got a long way to go. That could easily change. If, Kawhi goes down, then obviously Clippers aren't going to do anything. I love the Nuggets. I think they're playing well, but Jokic is not enough to win a 7-game series as we've seen in the playoffs. He's got to get help. The Bud is averaging a triple-double just about. Love watching him play. I think I've watched him the most all season. He's just phenomenal. Controls the court offensively, defensively. Great presence. He's really stepped it up, but there's just not enough help, and they'll probably go out fairly fast. But I'm thinking the Luka and company, and then Curry and company, maybe another semifinal in the Western Conference, and I wouldn't mind watching that. I'd love to watch that, or maybe even a Memphis Warriors. I'm really loving the dogfight that we get to see every time they play each other, where there's comments and arrangements and stuff. Love seeing that. But I think those 2 have the upper hand for me from the Western Conference, and when it gets closer to time, we shall see.
All right. So I think, in my opinion, I think the scariest team coming out of the Western Conference for me would be the Pelicans when healthy. I don't think the Mavericks are good enough. I don't think they have another, all it is Luka. It's Luka. And then if Luka's cold or off, it's just, it's terrible. I'm not a Grizzlies guy. I don't know. I just can't, I like Ja. I watched him play in college, in person. He's really good. I don't think the Grizzlies are good enough to win the finals, to get to the finals. I just don't think they're the team to do that. The Nuggets, I don't really know how to feel about the Nuggets. Porter Jr. can't stay healthy. Yoke is the only consistent player on the court consistently. Jamal Murray's great. Loved watching him in the playoffs. But the thing is he's not Jamal Murray right now. He's trying to get back into playing shape, and I won't say shape, but trying to get his legs back underneath him and trying to get a feel for basketball again. And he's slowly kind of, you see glimpses of him being himself, but he's not right now being that 22 points a night guy. And I think if they're going to make it anywhere, Jamal Murray has to be 1B. Yoke has to be 1A. Jamal has to be 1B. So the teams that I would think the most about would be the Pelicans. And then I'll throw the Clippers in there just because there's potential, kind of like with what Ben said. If Kawhi is healthy and if Paul George is healthy, we were talking about it. This is so funny. We were talking about this the other day. Man, I just wish we could get Pacer Paul George again. Pacer Paul George was one of the most fun and entertaining players to watch. I know he's older now and is messed up his knee. It was his knee. No, it was his foot.
This is his leg.
It was a leg. Okay, leg.
Broke it.
Broke his leg. Loved watching him with the Pacers. Those were some of the best series ever. Kind of got me just loving basketball, watching those, and Celtics and Heat rivalry in the playoffs. Those were just some of my favorite things. So my 3 teams would probably be Nuggets, Pelicans, and the Clippers that I'd be worried about. And you can throw, hate to say it, you can throw Golden State in as a team that could potentially be back again. And I don't like it, but I could see them potentially battling it, figuring out a way to get a decent seed, maybe a 4 seed, have one first round playoff matchup potentially against the Mavs or something, and be able to beat. I could see that, but that's probably what I would think. And out of that, I'm going to say I honestly think the Pelicans will, if Zion stays healthy, which is just the biggest if on this planet, it seems to be. But if Zion can stay healthy, the Pelicans should be there and will be there, in my opinion. So that's what I think about the West. And then the East, I'm going to go I mean, do we really even got to know what I think?
Nope. We already know where you're going.
Yeah. So I think the Celtics are just that team. I think they were the team last year. I think even with Middleton, we would have beat the Bucks last year. I think in certain times the Bucks play better without Middleton. I don't know. I think it gives Giannis more time with the ball. I think that the Celtics are the team to beat. I will say this: I'm scared about the Nets. I am scared to death about the Nets right now. They freak me out. They don't look like the same team that we saw last year in the playoffs. They don't look like the same team that we saw that started 2-6, or I think it was 2-6, 2-5, 2-6, one or the other. This season, they don't look like that team. They look like a completely different team. They look like a team that can make a deep run, and they look like a team that have 2 superstars, which is KD and Kyrie. Kyrie, it's about time you got on the court. You know my guy. It's about time you found a little consistency and played a few games and stopped talking about all these things with Jews, and stop talking about the world, the earth being flat, and thank you for focusing on basketball for a little bit. As a Nets fan, that's what they would say. For me, as a Boston Celtics fan, please, for the love of God, find something to distract you again. Maybe, I'm not going to wish any more symptoms with COVID, but maybe something similar to the situation with you not wanting to get a shot. Maybe something will come up. Hopefully nothing to do with sickness or nothing like that, but there always seems to be something, a little hover, a little bubble above Kyrie's head, or that he's in, where something goes wrong. He decides he's not going to view basketball as important, even though he makes $40 million, or right at $40 million to be on the court, but doesn't play half the time. Doesn't view his job as important. But there always seems to be a reason that he can't show up and play. Kyrie, I'm more than happy for that to happen again. Find something that brings you off the basketball court, and I will not complain one bit. Please do. I welcome it. We love it as Celtics fans. Just do that for me. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I think the 3 teams that are at the top right now are the teams you got to worry about. I also think, you can throw the Cavs in there too. But I'm going to go Celtics, and I think the Celtics and Bucks will be the teams that are in the final right there. And then I think the Celtics will beat the Bucks again. And I think the Pelicans and I think the Nuggets and Pelicans will probably be there as well for me. So that's my opinion. And I think the Celtics will end up winning the championship this year. I'm calling it now. Unless, of course, injuries happen, but that's my take. What about you, Henry?
Okay, that's in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I actually hope the Celtics come out of the East.
The Celtics?
Yeah, I actually hope they come out of the East over the Nets. If it's not Celtics, I hope it's the Bucks. I don't want to see I don't want the Nets to make it out. Because if they make it out, they're probably going to win.
Okay.
I really don't think any other team has a chance in the East. The Celtics net Bucks are probably gonna be the ones that are in the running for it. I Sixers like Sixers, yeah, no, I just don't see it. In the West, man, like once playoff time starts, I'm gonna take my Warriors. Obviously, the Nuggets are gonna be there, I think, and the Suns. They're playing bad right now, but they'll figure it out probably. I
So
don't.
you think the Suns will be able to come back?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can. They're the ninth seed, man. That's because like, I really don't feel like going for the advantage matters. Like in a 7 game series, the best team is gonna win. You know, like is you have 4 games to get it right. So I feel like the Suns will make it out. Will make a run in the playoffs. I think the Grizzlies. Like I'm a believer in the Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies were to make it out of the West, I'll be happy. You know, I like those. Like I'm saying this. There's no team in the West right now that I'm looking at on there. Mostly because the Lakers aren't in it. That I can see that would win the West. That would piss me off really.
Yeah.
So like anything that makes out the West, I'll be fine with. Because I do think this year the East will win the NBA championship.
Yeah, I think because I remember like you're saying that about the East. I remember when it used to be the Western Conference was just head and shoulders above the East, comparable teams, but now that's just not the case.
Yeah, I think the champion would be an Eastern Conference. I mean, that's the person who comes out. Like if it's Boston and the Warriors again, I think we would beat the Celtics again.
I would love that, Henry. I would love for us to have a rematch of the finals.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I really do think that if it was us and you guys again, you guys would lose to us.
I think we would. I think we would beat y'all 4-1.
Because nothing's changed with you guys.
Yes, it has. We have Malcolm Brogdon and we have Robert Williams, who's completely healthy.
They played the game. They're doing exactly what you guys did last year. Like, it's nothing. You know, like
our defense is 10 times better. Or not our defense. Our bench is 10 times better. You're just lucky Gallinari got hurt.
Trust me.
And our bench sucks, and we still beat you guys. Like it's just like this. Like what I saw when I watched the worst Celtics game. I was like, okay, well, Celtics, I guess. Like that's like they're good, but like I feel like that's a team we can beat.
So you don't think the Brogdon move? You don't think that matters at all?
I feel like mentally, we kind of like have you guys in the bag. I'm not gonna lie to you too.
I think Tatum and Brown show up and play better in the finals.
I think mentally we have you in a bag.
I don't.
I really do. I think that like if you guys face in the finals, you guys will lose to us. But I also don't think the Warriors are making the finals this year, so that's a plus for you.
Who do you think will be there then?
Huh?
Who do you think will be there then?
From the West, I think the Clippers aren't going to be there either. Like that John Wall trade, I don't like. It's 21-20 is not good enough for that. How much money they spend on that. I think Grizzlies or Pelicans.
I like the Pelicans as well.
And in the East, I think it's going to be either Boston, Nets, or Bucks. And that's so close, you can't just like pick out. I just can't pick it. I have to. It has to happen. I think.
You talk about how close it is. Celtics are 27-12. Nets are 26-13. Bucks are 25-14.
Yeah, so I was saying. So I'm like, is that you're gonna have to play out because I don't know who's gonna win that. Who's gonna win any of those? So like, it's gonna have to happen. But I think those are like of the two final teams, it's gonna be two of those 3 teams that are gonna be in the finals.
I really wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs made a run either, though, because I mean they have a great backcourt.
If the Cavs made the Eastern Conference finals, they would get beat 4-1 or 4-0.
Yep.
I really think so.
Well, the thing that makes me a little nervous with them is so we've played them twice this year and we've lost both games in overtime. Granted, regular season. Granted, it's early in the season too, but you know, I mean, they clearly can play some ball, and we play to the level of our competition. Clearly, I mean, I don't know how in God's green earth the Celtics managed to get beat 150-117 by Oklahoma City Thunder without their best player, but you know that's the Celtics for you. So I mean, anyways, but keep going, Henry. What else you got?
Yeah, but I think like if the Cavs make it to the finals, the conference finals, they're gonna get absolutely dominated by whatever team is in there.
Yep.
Like it's 4-4-1. They won't win 2 games. That's like I'm willing to put money on that. They will not win if they make the finals. They're not making. They're not winning 2 games. And if the Cavs make it out the East, they're probably gonna lose the finals too.
Yep. There's
But
just
I
no
don't
way.
think it-
So you don't think it matters matchup wise? You don't think they could compete with any of the top 3 teams?
No, the Cavs in the what they call it in like the on the Eastern Conference side or the final side. No,
Okay.
they're too young. I think.
Yep.
That's
They're too young, and I think Mitchell will pull a Mitchell.
Yeah. What do you mean pull Mitchell? You mean drop 71?
No, where he'll go 6 of 27.
Fair enough. Yeah. Speaking of Mitchell, do you have anything else you want to add, Henry?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So one thing that I wanted to ask y'all, so we saw a Luka 60-point triple dub. We saw Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game. Of those 2 games, which one did you find more impressive? Luke's triple dub, 60 points, or Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game?
Donovan's. And there's a reason why. Donovan had 71 points. He had, 11 rebounds or 11 assists, and then 8 rebounds or 8 assists, vice versa. He was 2 away from a 71-point game triple-double. Luka, yes, he did have a triple-double at 61 points, but how many times has Luka gotten a triple-double?
So you're just saying it's not as impressive?
Yeah, Luka's, don't get me wrong, that's a crazy impressive game. You know, if you had to pick Luka or Mitchell to have a 60-point game, who are you picking?
Luka.
Exactly. Luka scores a bajillion points every season, almost every time he plays. Yeah, Mitchell does get his points, but do you ever expect a 71, 8, and 11 game out of Donovan Mitchell? No. Would you expect that out of Luka?
Yeah.
Yep. That's almost what Luka averages anyways. Don't get me wrong, Mitchell's game is probably one of the best to ever go down. That game right there. How many other players have done that?
You had Kobe's 80.
Mm-hmm.
You had Wilt.
D-Book 70.
You got Wilt's 100.
Mm-hmm. But, it's got to be one of the best ones. But
Yeah.
Out of the 2 games, which one's more impressive? Donovan, in my opinion. Just because of that.
Did I enjoy watching the most?
No, which one did you find more impressive, Henry?
More impressive? I think I found Mitchell's impressive as well, but I'm willing to admit the fact that I'm definitely biased because I watch Luka score 60 points, almost 50 points, 60 points almost every other week.
Yep.
With a triple double. So I'm if when Luka put up 60, I was like, why is everyone acting shocked?
Mm-hmm.
At some point he was gonna do this anyways. Clay Thompson dropped 60 points. If Luka doesn't drop 60 points in his career, that would be shocking to me. So Donovan Mitchell, I was watching the game, I was like, Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
It's like that Shaq meme. Sorry, I was unfamiliar with your game, Donovan Mitchell. That's how I was like, whoa, what's happening right now? I saw the box score, and we had 50. I was like, what the? I was like, that cannot be right. So I put the game on. I was like, oh my goodness, Donovan Mitchell can play basketball, which is crazy to say because I know he could play basketball, but he just looked a little bit too different that day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with both of y'all. I think Luka's was more impressive. And the reason I'm gonna say that is if you actually look at the Donovan Mitchell game, he scored, I believe, 58 going into overtime. Is it 58? Something like that. I think it was 58, 56.
In the second half, counting overtime. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm saying without overtime. Going into overtime, he had to think it was 58.
Yeah, something like that.
First off, they weren't even supposed to be in overtime because what Donovan Mitchell did at the free throw line was illegal, and it was. It shouldn't have counted. They came back and said that. And so I think that has something to play with the fact that he scored 71 points. If you look at it, 13 of those shouldn't have even counted. They should have lost that game in regulation. I thought Luka's was more.
What game was that again?
They played the Bulls. They won by 11 in OT. It was 3 games ago or something.
Yeah. And also Luka's was very impressive because they came back from a crazy hole too. They were down fairly big in the game, if I'm not mistaken, when the Mavs were playing. Who were the Mavs playing too?
I know it was like 13.
The Knicks.
Yes, and they were down, and they were at Knicks, and they scored. I believe it was 9 points in 7 points in 9 seconds, something like that. They scored a ridiculous amount. It was the most points scored in like that short of a span in like a long time. They scored a lot of points to win that game. But I thought Luka's was more impressive. I think sometimes that because we see something so consistent, it may not, quote unquote, be as shocking or surprising, but that still shouldn't take away the impressiveness of what they did. And the fact that Luka got that triple-double and was able to do what he did and bring him back, I thought that was super impressive. And so I'm going to go with the Luka.
Even
60 point.
Even though the Cavs were down 21 and Luka was down 12.
Yeah, but look at the time.
Yeah, but also Mitchell had 11 assists, 8 rebounds.
I believe I'm right about that. I know that there was a game where they came back from like being 9 down within less than a minute. I believe it was.
Wait, was it? This one was the one before.
It was a different one.
It was a different one?
Yep.
It was against the Kings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was against the Kings.
Well, I'm blending 2 games in. My fault. No, but I still think Luka's was more impressive. I don't know. I like the way Luka plays. Don't get me wrong. I like Donovan Mitchell, but the fact that his shouldn't have even counted because he illegally won the game. Not illegally won the game, but illegally got it to overtime because they said that his bucket shouldn't have counted. So he should have only had 58 points for the game. But I'm gonna have to go with Luka.
That was the next game. It was that next game. They trailed by 9 points with 33 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so it was the next game.
Yeah.
But still, Luka's triple dub was still super impressive. I was just blending the games together. All right, so this kind of leads into another conversation. So who do y'all think is the MVP of basketball right now?
Who is gonna win it? Probably Giannis or Tatum. Probably Giannis. Who is the MVP for like by definition to their team? Who needs to play for the team to win? Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna be as much as I hate to say it, just because no one likes repetitive winners. I'm giving it to Jokic. Jokic is
3 straight years in Ben's book.
Yep. Because, like you said, a guy who has to be on the floor, who has to facilitate the offense, who rebounds, who assists, who steals, who blocks. Jokic is the leader in every single category for his team except blocks. He's 0.1 behind Aaron Gordon.
And his team is winning.
And his team, and he's first in the East. And guess what? MPJ hasn't even played all that great this year. Plus, he's missed a lot of games. Like you said, Murray's still finding his feet. He's not the same Murray. Guess what? Bruce Brown has stepped up. But I've seen most of Bruce Brown buckets because I watch a lot of the Nuggets games because I have Jokic for fantasy. So I just love watching him play because for fantasy, he gets me 60, 70 points every night. Love it.
You should have heard him last night. He was watching the game. It was last night or the night before.
Yeah.
They were playing the Clippers, and he was like getting upset. How many minutes did he play? He only played 20 minutes, and he had I think he had like 12, 6, and 9. Yeah. So like he didn't do much, and he only played like 20 minutes for the game because they were demolishing the Clippers.
Yep.
But it was funny. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I got mad, but he has to be out there. If you take Jokic out of that Nugget team and you keep a healthy MPJ, healthy Murray, Aaron Gordon, and whoever else who knows who's on their bench. You know, Kempanazzo or whatever you say his name. Ooh, scary. But you take him out of that team, I guarantee you they would be a tanker team. Just about.
They would be a playoff team, I think.
I don't think so. I think they'd be right there with my Thunder.
if you take Luka off the Mavs would be the last team. They will get the first pick in the draft.
1,000%.
Yeah, I think they'd be down there too.
1,000%.
And that's why I do think Luka's just about the same way as Jokic, because I mean he has to facilitate everything for the Mavericks.
The Mavs will be they'll be picking up Victor Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama, yeah, the big old boy. Yeah, so I mean I can see why you say that, because both these guys do basically the same thing for both their teams.
Yeah,
and they really do. So at that point, I guess it's just to discretion and go on Jokic.
Yeah. I can respect your opinion, even though I think it's a little boring. I'm just kidding. It is kind of boring because he kind of plays a boring style of basketball. Like he's not like the most exciting person to watch when he plays basketball. But Tatum all the way, of course. Jason Tatum. I'm just kidding. Tatum's playing great. Love him. I think in a couple years he will be that. But I'm gonna have to go with Luka. I think Luka is the only reason the Mavericks have any sort of relevancy on the court, and I think Jokic and Luka are in the same stratosphere on that. But I also think that if you like the past 2 years with the other players with Michael Porter Jr. not being healthy, Jamal Murray not being healthy, we saw the value of Jokic, but we saw how far Jokic's value can carry that team, can carry the Nuggets. Luka's value, we see how far Luka's value can carry his team, which was almost to the championship game, the Western Conference Finals. He carried them there. Granted, I mean, he had some players that could shoot, but I mean, it was Luka and then everybody else, you know. And I think the fact that Luka has his team is, I believe, the 4 or 5 seed right now. 4 seed. Has him at the 4 seed is just shockingly impressive. So I'm gonna have to go with Luka Doncic as my MVP as of now. Could change, but I will say this too. Joel Embiid is making a strong case to come in and kick that door down. He is making a strong case, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball.
You don't win it.
You
can't make it. The same thing with Luka. Like Luka's only like hope is that he has the storyline coming to the season to win it. No, you know how like you have the storylines of winning MVP. You know, like you tell who's gonna win it if they play well enough because of like the off-season like story around them.
Yeah.
And Luka had that story this offseason, I think, where like if he plays good enough, he's gonna win it.
Yeah, I mean they had it last year too, but Luka had a bad time, like a hard time getting in shape because he wasn't in shape.
Now stay the 4 seed, Luka's gonna win MVP, I think.
Yeah.
They don't want to give it to Jokic 3 times over like Luka the first time, just because of like to keep it exciting.
I'm just saying they need to be careful though, because I could see Joel stepping in. Because he leads the league in scoring right now, and he leads the league in defensive win shares.
The 5 seed and do it.
Huh?
They won't give it to you at the 5 seed.
Yes, they will.
No, Luka's top scorer too.
Okay, well Philly's 1 out of the 4 seed.
Exactly, but I'm saying I'm letting you know. Same thing, Luka. If Luka was a 5 seed, I'd be like, there's no way to win. Give it to Giannis or Jokic or what they call it, or like maybe find a way to give it to someone else. How was KD? Isn't KD also like doing good scoring wise?
Yeah, KD.
Yeah.
KD's making a run for it.
He won't get it though because of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. KD belongs in the discussion too. I will say this, and I was thinking about this, is like, I mean, Giannis, you could give Giannis the award every year too.
Yes.
It's just because I mean, if you take Giannis off of the Bucks, we all know the Bucks are going to be not trash, but they're not going to be a good team. They're not, and it's just, you know, it's crazy. I think you can take, and the reason I'm gonna say not Tatum is I think you can take Tatum off of the Celtics, and they would still be a playoff team. So, but at the same time, I think if you have a healthy Jamal Murray and a healthy Michael Porter Jr., I think that you could say the Nuggets were a potential playoff team too.
Yeah, me too.
So, you know.
Yes.
I think you have to go with Luka because I think, but at the same time, I think that even because you have Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, I think the Bucks could be a middle of the pack playoff team. No, well, they're not going to win anything, but I think they could make it to the playoffs.
With Drew Holiday on it. No, there you go.
Yeah, Drew Holiday is not it. And Middleton now can't stay healthy, so as much as that stinks, but
Granted, these guys stay healthy and are playing. I think that, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if they'll make
it's
it.
tough, man. This is a tough thing to talk about.
No way. In the East, to be honest, the Bucks wouldn't be, no one would be watching the Bucks. They'd be like, oh, that team in Milwaukee. No one will watch them.
Yeah.
They'd be like the 12th seed. I give them that.
I think that's just about how a lot of these teams would be without their superstar.
I think the Nets without KD would struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You just hit a button. Hold up. We could
Why are you guys echoing?
we could we could fiddle with this to end the show. Hit it again. Now we're in a church, Henry.
In the church.
Yeah. Talk, man.
Yeah, I didn't mean to hit this.
Oh, hold up. Play with them all. Now we're in the valley.
In the valley.
Now we're in the room. Now, here's how we're gonna go back. We're back in the studio now. Henry, listen to this, Henry. Tell me what you think of this.
Hey, Henry.
Can you hear it?
Hello, Brayden.
Can you hear in the filters that I have on?
Oh, those like kidnappers that call people on the phone.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
That's good. It's pretty funny. And then you got this one.
Hey, Henry. Henry, what do you think I am?
An alien.
No, I'm a female, apparently. No, you're right. Alright, Henry, what do you think I am now?
Wait, this is not the same. This is
No, same filter.
Is that Ben laughing?
No, that's Brayden.
Hey, who is talking?
I turned it off. That was me talking there. Brayden's dying over here.
Henry, that was
That was baby. And then, yeah.
But this sound system that I got, it's got some pretty cool stuff. Listen to this, Henry.
A few moments later.
We got some SpongeBob going there. I don't really. I mean, that one's okay.
Never use that effect.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
That way, when you say something stupid, I can just press it.
Okay, fair enough. You'll probably be able to press that button a lot then. What is that?
Castle.
And then Henry, when you go on your rants, we've got this button here for you. So
I'm a
just
lot calmer now than I was back then.
what'd you say?
I'm a lot calmer now about sports than I was back then.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
See, Henry, I like it when you get mad because then it gives more. It's funny.
The only thing that get me like that hype again is like a Browns playoff run, and that ain't happening anytime soon. So,
That's fair. Yeah, you might be waiting a while for that one.
but I'm cool now, you know.
Yeah. So not the Warriors.
Huh?
So you wouldn't get hyped or anything, or like have emotions about anything with the Warriors.
But like you know, they did it when I wanted them to do it. You know, when I was talking my shit, they did it for me.
Fair enough. Oh wait, hey, actually, I got a question for you, Henry, because we didn't get to talk about it. What did you think about that whole Draymond Green incident with Jordan Poole?
Well, that was funny as hell.
You thought it was funny?
It was funny. Cause I was like, this is hilarious because like Draymond Green, first of all, is an idiot. Like that, like he already said that about himself, right? He's like, I get it. I should have done it. Right? And then I also think it's like insane because like if I was Jordan Poole personally, this would there would be no team happening right now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No high fives when I score a basket.
It'd be, hello, buddy, don't assist me. Don't pass me the ball. Fuck you. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
My whole job would be to make Draymond Green look as bad as possible.
Yeah.
And I could be. In fact, I think I might be convinced that's what Jordan Poole is doing anyways. Because the amount of time he turns the ball over in clutch is insane.
Yeah.
JP, you're probably not ever gonna watch this. This is a rant because I just remembered about Jordan Poole. Speaking of Jordan Poole, you're not gonna see this podcast, But on the off chance that you do, buddy, what the actual is happening with you in the clutch? Stop turning the ball over every time we need you to score a bucket. I love the dribbling. I really do. But please, 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 for the love of God, stop it.
Stop.
You got to take the good and the bad, Henry. I mean, Jordan
That's not-
Poole, let me just say I support you and what you're doing. If you want to continue doing what you're doing, there wouldn't be any
Of course he
complaints
does.
from me.
Because if you make the finals and it's clutch time, we know who we want to get, who we don't want to get the ball. It's you. Because you're turning it over.
I'm fine with him getting it.
He was like a Jason Tatum in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, you're funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
it is
Jaylen Brown
fairly
as well,
true
'cause
though.
He was like second. Wasn't Jaylen Brown like second place?
Jaylen Brown's second place in what?
The turnovers for the whole playoffs.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were both 1 and 2.
The turnover kids.
Yeah,
Hey, we love you guys though.
well, they're young. They played the most
We love y'all.
games.
Hey, buddy,
They played the
I ain't complaining. We love y'all.
they played the most games too. In the playoffs.
Hey, buddy, I love you guys. I love this house.
Yeah, well, you don't talk like you do.
They gave me a ring. I love them.
Shut up.
I love them.
Okay. So we're gonna change the subject now because I enjoy when we go off and talk like on just random stuff. So
Life.
what?
What's up?
Yeah, like Henry. Do we have any women on the radar from
No.
here or from Nigeria? Do we have anything?
Don't talk about my woman on this podcast.
Why?
Woman on this podcast.
Why?
Sorry, love.
Why can't you talk about your women?
I don't have any woman.
I don't believe that.
Is the truth?
Was your movie good the other night?
It was good the other night.
What'd y'all watch?
Puss in Boots.
I saw like a little thing. I was telling Ben about it, and it said it took 10 years for them to make Avatar just to get beat out by Puss in Boots, and it showed the
No,
audience
well,
score in the.
I can tell you right now after watching it, I can see why.
Really? Did you watch Avatar?
No,
No.
oh yeah.
Okay, I want to watch Avatar. Me and Ben were talking about how we want to watch that a couple days ago.
With like a bunch of people, but like we never had the time to watch it all
Yeah.
together in the same
Yeah.
place.
Now, Ben, what are we thinking about for your love life? Is there anything that like
Go any further than this. I heard a rumor.
about me?
Yes.
Yeah, I like this topic better.
No. What?
And the girl with hair that was colored.
Huh?
Brayden, did you have relations with a girl with colored hair?
Colored hair?
Yes.
When?
I'm asking you a question. But it's your life, man. I don't know. Have you ever done that before?
Relations?
Yes.
You. What are you doing?
What?
I'm trying to see which woman this is.
What? No. Why are you? You make me sound terrible.
No, just trust me. It could always be worse. I know firsthand experience through the podcast.
Is this true?
I don't.
I think it is true. It is true.
I want my audience
Whisper.
to rewind to that podcast where Brady was going on about colored hair liberals. But remember that rant you went on? Brayden, you there?
Where would he?
Brayden, why are you so quiet, buddy?
you tell him?
What are you doing? Wait, are you guys talking about it while I'm over here talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it?
we were.
Yes. Well, hold up, but hold up. How did you? But how did you hear about this?
He wanted something unfiltered off the,
How did you hear about this?
just in case.
Did Ben tell you?
No, man.
Did you tell him?
He just answered it.
I didn't hear him.
He said no.
Said no.
Well, then how would you have known anything?
Hey, man. My Python sessions have been tingling.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you
it,
did.
you know, and I didn't like how you phrased it. Relations. Like, what does that mean?
Relations could
Do you
mean.
hang out with? Do you hang out? Do you hang out with a girl with close hair?
I hung out with a girl. Didn't necessarily look like her pictures. So you know, we met and we hung out and didn't look as formidable in person. Well, it just wasn't as attractive.
What you're telling me is
Huh?
you hung out with this girl and nothing happened.
No, nothing happened.
Okay, what did you guys do?
We watched New Girl. And then I asked her to leave. I'm not kidding. I told her I was tired. And then I wanted to go to bed. And so she got up and she left. And I haven't talked to her since. So I think I mean, I don't know. I mean, I basically asked her to leave after she had been here for like an hour. And I mean, I was just like, I was trying to be nice because like I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I mean, I don't know. But we had been talking for a couple weeks and she just didn't look. I'm not saying she was ugly. She just didn't look like what she presented herself to be in person.
What are your thoughts about guys and girls who like have profiles that don't look like them in real life?
What are my thoughts on catfish?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but is it like this? I'm not saying like they're lying about. Like they once looked like that. You know, this guy was once skinny and muscular.
Unless they have an editing app to make themselves look skinnier or make themselves look.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but maybe that yes, but the goal of a. So like okay, you take, and there's plenty of women or men. I'm gonna try to be careful with how I say this. There are plenty of people in high school or when they were younger that looked very attractive in high school, and then they got to college and they decided they really, really liked food. And so once they started on their really liking food journey, it led them down a freshman 15, which then led to a sophomore slump of like 40. And then it just kept going, and then they just decided to like not go to the gym at all and not try to take care of themselves. If you're going to post a picture of you when you were 18 years old before you went through your sophomore slump and hit 40 pounds where you were heavier, no, you are not the same person. I mean, that's almost 2/4, or not 2/4. That's almost like 1/4 of your actual body weight. Like normal average woman is between like say anywhere from like 120 to 150. When you say,
I guess, yeah.
So like, I mean, if you're 40 pounds heavier than in your pictures, then like no, thank you. You know, that's why like when I post pictures or do something, I always send my voice. So they know that I'm like the same person, like, cause like I have like on on one of my things, I have like a voice memo, so like you can hear my voice, and then so now they know I sound the same. So I'm not like a different person. And then, I mean, I'll send a video of my face, and I post a lot of B-reels. So like I put B-reels on there. So like I don't know how to be even like or more real. You know what I'm saying? So like if girls don't do that, or if guys don't do that, if they lie and like put in like misleading pictures, then shame on you. Like, and anyways, don't you want somebody to want you for you? You know, like if they're not into the Dunlap disease, then like don't portray you not with the Dunlap disease. And for those that don't know what the Dunlap disease is when your gut's Dunlapped over your belt buckle. Okay, so that's what that is. But anyways. Did that answer your question, Henry?
It did.
It did. What do you think, Henry? What do you think about girls that do that?
I was asking, you know, because like I have no problem with like women who are big. Like, you know, I'm big. I lift a lot. You know, I can carry anything. You know, so like.
Oh my gosh.
I have no beef. You know, like.
You have no beef. You like the beef.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video of that girl that goes, "Oh, you look strong"? And I just goes, "I'm not that strong."
No, I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
I didn't send you guys that meme.
I can. Hey, actually send it, and I'll put it in. I'll play it. Like I'll put the video on in our podcast.
Right
but,
now?
No. I'll have to edit it in before I post it. But like the audience, like people that are listening would see.
Okay, so it's like that's like I have no problem. But one problem that I have is that like on dating profiles, right? Because I try my best to keep my profiles on dating apps up to date. So
Yeah.
that, like
Same.
if you see it, you don't go, "Oh my god, that you don't like that anymore."
Yeah.
You know, I try to keep them as recent as possible. You know, like you guys do that too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so like if you're a big girl, which I have no problem with, like, and you like pull up to my place, and I'm looking at a picture of you on your phone, and it's not a picture of you looking as you are now, I start to like feel like, okay, well, like, well, I don't care that you did this, like, really, like, it's not like I don't care like you look the way you look, but like I would like to know.
Yeah.
Because like it's not to me, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, just like post what you look like, because like you said, Brayden, like you also want that like once that's because of who you are, you know. I'm not gonna post a picture of me in fucking Nigeria playing soccer in the 8th grade and say like, "Oh my goodness, look at me, man."
Yeah.
No.
Well, the thing about that too, Henry, is one thing that's attractive too is confidence. So like if you're confident in yourself and like what you are and how you look, then like that exudes confidence, you know. So like, and then if you show up looking 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than your pictures, like that doesn't exude confidence. That's like, oh, I'm living in the past, you know. The high school was my prime, you know. That's when I was at my peak, you know. And we're looking for people that are on the come up, you know. Like I want girls that have like 3 to 5 year plans, you know. Like I'm kind of finding myself like I enjoy that, like a girl that has drive, ambition, goals, striving for something, has something in the works, or like is working on having something in the works, you know. It's attractive to me. So yeah, but you know, and this is bad. I'm 23, but I'd love to have a Brayden Jr. running around. Like I have to get married. Like I'm leaving out a few steps, but I would love to have a Brayden Jr. running around. Yes, Henry, I said that. Not like now, like I want to be married and stuff, but like I love the idea of having a kid.
Something wrong with you, fam.
Why?
You think you're ready to be a dad?
What's wrong with me wanting a kid?
You think you're ready to be a dad?
Yeah, I think I could handle being a dad.
Really?
Yes, I do. Ben, you live with me. Do you think I could handle being a dad?
No.
No.
Thank you.
I'm basically Ben's wife. I cook for him every night, so don't know.
There's a lot more to that than cooking.
That's true. That's
Having a wife is different than having a kid. I want to understand that, Brayden.
There's a very big difference.
Being married is different than being married with a kid.
what?
Being married is different than being married with a kid.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like if I could take like certain things that are in the way, the fact that I'm not married, and like if I could just have a kid and it be like okay, I would have a kid. Like that, and I could take care of it and support it. Like I just want a kid. I don't necessarily want the responsibilities that come with a kid, but I want a kid. If that makes sense.
Buy a dog, mate.
I don't know. Like I mean, I'd love to have a little Brayden Jr. running around that I could like raise up to be mine. You know.
Brayden wants to get a puppy dog from the shelter.
I mean, yeah, but that's I know.
No. The one they let you keep for like a limited amount of time, so that you don't have time forever.
Look, Henry, I know I don't need a kid.
Name that dog Brayden Jr. and then deal with that dog in the house. And then I want to imagine that like times 20. It's a baby.
I know. That's why I'm not gonna have a kid yet. I know I can't handle the responsibility yet. But like if in a perfect world, I would love to have a kid. Like I'd love to have a wife. I'd love to have a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
5, 10 years from now.
Yeah, well, my plan was when I first like when I got to about 20, I was like, I'd love to be married by 25, and then I would love to have 3 to 4 years with just my gal and me. No, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I can't wait to have a Brayden Jr., but like I want to enjoy being married for 3 to 4 years. Then around 29, 30, I want to start having kids. That was the plan, but
Has it changed?
yeah. And well, I mean, I'm 23 and blindingly like single. Like it's so bad. Like they just yeah. Like I don't know what blindingly single means, but I'm single as a Pringle. You know, like I don't have. I mean, I guess I have. Like, I mean, there's not really any potential. I mean, yeah, there's potential out there.
Would you say, like, okay, here's the thing. It's like, would you say you're looking for a girlfriend?
No, because
Okay.
I would say that looking for a girlfriend is the wrong way to go about getting a girlfriend. Or same thing with a girl. I think looking for a boyfriend is the wrong way to go about getting a boyfriend. It needs to just happen naturally. It doesn't need to be like something that's like forced. Like if I were to go out and say, okay, I want a girlfriend, I can go get a girlfriend. Ben can go get a girlfriend. You can go get a girlfriend. But does that mean she's the right girlfriend or the right boyfriend? No, because like you're going out hunting for something. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Yeah. I think it's unhealthy. Now, granted, some people could do it and get away with it. I just think it's unhealthy to just go looking for a girlfriend. Like, it just needs to happen naturally.
See, okay, but like, here, but like, this is my thought process on it, right?
Okay.
So you hang out with girls, right?
I what?
You hang out with girls.
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay, so like you hang out with girls and like you just like hang out with them and you like watch movies, you know, maybe a little extracurriculars happen. And, like,
No. We eat food typically, and then a lot of times if someone comes over here, typically this is how it goes, and Ben can back me up. We sit in the living room and we watch a movie, all three of us. That's how it goes a lot of the time when someone comes over. Am I not correct?
Yeah, usually.
So I'm a good boy. I behave. I'm a good boy. I will say this. Maybe this makes me so bad. I like to hang out with a girl and make sure she's worth me spending my money on before I go spend money on her. So that's why I typically don't like want to go pay for like a $50-$60 date. You know, like dinner and a movie.
Okay.
'Cause, you know, I mean, typically if I go get food with you, and I'm taking you on a date, then I'm buying your food. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's how it should go.
That's how it's gonna be. So if I'm buying your food and I'm taking you on a date, then I want you to be worth me spending my time and my money on you. And maybe that sounds ugly. I hope it doesn't, because I don't mean it ugly. I wouldn't want you to waste your time, energy, and money on something that wasn't worth it, because, I mean, I've got things that are going on in life, you know, like working and then working out. I mean, so typically me and Ben get settled in the house at like 7, you know, like typically it's 7:30. So like if I'm spending some of my time not editing on podcasts or not like trying to better myself, and I'm spending it on you, then I would want you to be worth my time, effort, and attention. So typically I want to make sure you're worth my time, effort, and attention before I do that. So yeah, that's my thought on that. And also, you know, women, I've had bad experiences with women too, Henry. Like, I don't trust women all that much.
We've talked about this on podcasts before.
Yeah, no.
So I get it. I was asking a question. I was just asking to know, like, would you say that like the way you act, the way you like, behave, is like leading, like is like a way that you would want something that like a potential girlfriend would see and be like, yeah, I want that.
That's a good question.
Exactly. I
I don't probably no.
That's big for it.
Probably
Exactly.
no.
So like, and I ask myself, I'm the same way. Like I always think to myself, I'm like, I'm nice to have someone around who like just around, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, then you have to like be realistic and look at yourself. I'm like, is this what like the way I approach like relationships and stuff like that? Like, is this something that someone would see and be like, do I wanna? Would I? Is that like, if I looked at me and I was going to date, would I be like, oh my god, he's ready to date? And at a point in my life, there was no to that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still struggling with it. But like that's how you have to like look at it. You know, like start like fixing up the things that you think you want to see in the person that you want to date. So you can make that better. But
Yeah.
why ask that question?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I love reading.
I just if I and like and I get what you're saying. Like if I was looking at myself, like say I'm a girl, and I'm like judging my like a girl right now and saying, is she ready to date? Is this the type of girl that I would want to date? And it's me in a girl version. Yeah, I might not think that would be the best girl to go out with. Just I mean, I don't know, because I mean, right now I just haven't put forth as much effort and time as I need to into it.
Exactly. Like right now, you're just like you're hanging out, you're chilling, right?
Yeah, and I mean I enjoy.
And nothing's wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just asked you to ask.
Yeah.
How about you, Ben? Do you feel like you're
Yeah, Ben. Where are you at, man?
I don't know where I'm at. I'm in the Matrix. I'm sorry.
Andrew Tate, Top G's telling you get out of that Matrix now.
I'm in the Matrix, bro. I don't know where I am. What I'm doing. I don't really know.
So, what are your thoughts on the whole, like, profile situation that we talked about?
Yeah. What do you think about Catfishers, Ben?
I mean, I think y'all hit it pretty fair on. I don't really. I mean, people change over the years, but yeah, I prefer if people keep it up to date. I know I do that myself. I keep it up to date. I mean, you just hope and assume they'd keep it up to date. I feel like that's just part of trust, and if you can't trust anyone, that's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Just a huge part of it.
Where do you find your most success, Ben? Is it Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, Upward? Where do you find your most success?
Actually, I was gonna say something bad.
No, say it. Go ahead. Say it, Ben.
I'm good.
No, say it. No, say it. Ben has something to say. Let's go, Ben.
I don't. I've been in too much trouble, man. I'm not.
You're single right now.
Dude, that does not mean anything. Trust me, right here. You can be single and get in a lot of trouble.
Do you have a situationship or something going on, Ben, that I don't know about?
No, I just don't want to be in trouble anymore, man. I'm tired of being in trouble.
What kind of trouble you get into for saying this?
Nothing, but I know what happened last podcast. And
Oh no, you're good. Well, buddy, you're not in that situation anymore.
That you're not in that anymore.
No, I'm not. But
Are you in that? Exactly.
No.
So what are you scared of?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know.
Say it, Ben.
What were we talking about again?
You had something you were gonna say.
About what though?
The success of Grindr. Oh, where you find your most success?
Yeah. Okay, well, where I find my most success is either from my friends or in my friend group.
That's very true. That's very true.
Shout out to any of y'all who watch this. They know who they are.
And there is a plethora, folks.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yep, story of my life.
Yeah.
One Direction,
Hey.
baby.
I have a life full. Just don't get in the friend group.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
Henry, where do you find your most success?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Mostly just people I've like every girl that I've hung out with. Like it's usually like okay, I meet them like maybe I met them on a date or something, but like just like hang out for a while. So I think I'll say organically. I think.
So just talking to him in person.
Yeah. You meet them and you talk to them, and then you get to know them, and then you see how it goes from there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then everybody shot away from that during COVID. Like everybody's now talking on the phones and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Which I mean is easier. It's easier to do that.
You can say whatever you want to on the phone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, then I
like,
can. If I say something I don't want to say, half the time I can delete it. Especially, I mean, on text and Snap, you can delete what you say, and just resend something or edit or, I mean.
And like a lot of people are like shy, like me included. Like if I don't know you and I'm just like hang out the first time.
Henry, you are not shy.
Buddy, you're not a girl. You don't talk to me like you're a guy. I can talk to any dude anywhere, anytime.
It is easy to talk to dudes.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I remember when I had to tell you to go talk to this one female. Do you remember that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you kept bugging me about. I know her. She knows me too. I don't know what you on about.
No, you were like, you were like, I want to go talk to her. I was like, well, go talk to her. And you're like, no, I don't. I can't. No. And I finally got you to go talk to her. This was like a long time ago, though.
Well, I know who you're talking about because we're friends now.
Yeah. Well, I typically, I mean, you can ask Ben. I typically, if I want to go talk to somebody, typically I go talk to them.
Ask somebody and just.
Yeah. So,
But
so,
that boy, you got a dog in him.
hey, well, so sometimes I need to put it away. So
That boy has that cowboy in him.
He needs to chain that dog sometimes.
I agree.
A dog on the loose.
no, I don't just go crazy.
Yes, you do.
No, I
Sometimes-
don't.
Sometimes you do.
No, okay, no, don't, no, I don't.
You're like that dog that barks at every car that passes by.
No, I am not. No, I'm not. You act like I just go for like whatever walks. No. What?
I can't say anything because you told me not to talk. So I can't say anything about the.
If I talk to a woman, typically, like talk to a woman, typically it's, I mean, they're attractive. They're attractive, at least to me. So I mean, hanging out with a girl one time, like.
No, this isn't about that.
What are you referencing?
Brayden going out, Brayden. You know when Brayden's got a few things going, and he's feeling a little bit confident in himself. That Brayden,
The pit bull Brayden.
the dog Brayden.
When I'm out in public, yeah.
Brayden when the dog is no longer in him, the dog is now out.
The dog stays out fairly consistently.
No, it does not.
Yes, it
I've
does.
seen you interact with the girls in both situations, and the dog is definitely out in one situation.
No. When have you seen me? No. I'm saying.
I have a friend there. Have you figured it out?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. See, exactly. So like, got a dog in you. Out of you in that case.
No. I know about that. I'm talking about. When have you seen me outside of what you're saying? And like seen me? I'm wondering what we're gonna even be able to keep from this.
This whole segment.
Brady said, I'm getting exposed.
This is more than exposement. This is more than exposement. I'm gonna have to buzz some of these words out.
Where was that last season?
Yeah, when Ben
Hold up, Ben. Yours was not bad. Okay,
almost
you
got
weren't
hung,
even.
bro.
No.
Ben's was bad.
But mine was pretty bad, man. I almost got
He was
hung.
pretty bad. Ben got that.
I could have got shot.
Ben was deep in the waters. Ben was swimming for air, and we were pouring a bucket of water on him every time he was. Ben got it bad. You guys still there?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Ben got
We
it
were-
bad.
I muted us for a second. Ben's exposure has been a lot less than mine
No,
in comparison to what you're exposing.
I disagree. But I don't care now.
Yeah. Also, Brady, I think this is not your worst exposed episode I've ever done.
When was my worst exposed?
Your picture episode, remember?
Oh my!
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't even have to tell
Yeah, me
that.
too.
I didn't even
Was
have
it?
to tell that.
That was funny.
Remember, we had to get like 5 likes and like 200 views or something for me to tell it.
Oh yeah, you never did get to see that. To say
Yeah,
that.
because we didn't get the likes or the views.
Yeah, but I remember we I was like, you guys want to hear this story?
I told it to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
But they never told you never told that story, so that's fine then.
No, I never
Well,
told
Ben-
that. I never
Ben-
told that story.
Ben's episode had like repercussions in the outside world.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Ben dealt with that for like a hot minute.
but being Ben was fine being out of that situation.
I mean, yeah, I'm good, but I still had a situation.
Yours was one situation. You could mess with ongoing situations.
A lot of situations ran into situations, caused more situations, and that was a situation for me.
That's fair. You did. I mean, you did have
Just kidding.
you did have some situations
I was
going
just seeing
on.
how many times
so,
I could say situation.
yeah, but I don't know. We this was fun. The last part was pretty fun too. Just talking about me. Well, I mean, me being exposed. I guess that wasn't the greatest, but Henry, we're gonna expose you one of these days.
You guys are funny.
No, we are.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to 3BPodcast. We hope you liked this latest episode that we made. We're getting back at it. We appreciate the attention. Thank you for clicking on the video. We hope that you support us by hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell to let you know when we post next. We appreciate the love and support. Please help us as we try to grow this channel, as we try to get better at podcasting as well. We're going to try to bring y'all the best content that we possibly can. So we really do appreciate the attention, and we hope that you rock with us.